In this rapidly changing era, everyone pursues not only high efficiency, but also a high quality of life. However, repetitive and tedious work has always been a source of trouble for everyone. In this context, the omniscient AI system that our protagonist has developed was born. It can liberate humans from these tasks, giving them more time and energy to pursue more valuable endeavors. The omniscient AI system will be used in various fields in the future, such as finance, healthcare, and industry. It will not only improve work efficiency, but also reduce human errors, creating more value for humanity. Our protagonist, the developer of the omniscient AI system, is Chun Shin. Reporters ask Chun Shin if he thinks this system will replace humans and cause more unemployment. Chun Shin replies that a society without humans is meaningless, and that the system will create more opportunities for people. But reporters also ask if there are any ethical and privacy concerns with the omniscient AI system. Chun Shin assures them that he personally attaches great importance to this issue. During the development and application process, they will strictly adhere to relevant laws and ethical standards, protecting users' privacy and rights. Excuse me, I need to return to the lab to continue the next step of my research. Please pay attention to my subsequent papers, Chun Shin says as he prepares to leave. Suddenly, a bullet shoots into his chest, tearing his heart. There is an uproar among the public. Humanity's brilliant mind has been assassinated. The assassin calmly leaves without being noticed by anyone. Chun Shin, covered in blood, lays on the ground, reflecting on the past, thinking, "Am I really going to die like this? What a pity. I just received the Nobel Prize, with such a bright future ahead." As he is reflecting, he hears a mysterious voice in his head saying, "System confirming reincarnation wish, reconstructing the body as Robert." Chun Shin wonders, who is this? Is this the voice of the netherworld? As a materialist, how can I accept this? Reflecting on his life, there seem to be many regrets he has. If there is an afterlife, he wants to do as he pleases. As the system data import completed, he obtained a unique skill. What you see is what you get. After that, he was transported into a secret forest, alone on the way to the underworld. Talking to himself in the middle of the night, a miserably cold sensation spread across his body. He could feel the temperature, wind, and humidity. He wondered if he was not dead, if he was in a hospital. Why did his lower body feel particularly strange? As he struggled, his lower body popped out and fell to the ground. He was really surprised, wondering what was going on. But as he touched his lower body, he realized the outline, the texture, the smell. There was no doubt. He had become a big carrot. Just a moment ago, he was a genius scientist with a boundless vision to push humanity into a new era. Now, he had to accept the fact that he had indeed reincarnated in another world as a big white carrot. After all, in his past life, he was also a genius scientist with a boundless imagination. He also heard the voice of the netherworld calling him Robert, before he was reborn in this new world. Even his name seemed strange, like something at the bottom of the food chain. Then he heard that voice again, an emotionless voice. Chun Shin realized this voice sounded exactly like the one he heard on the way to reincarnation. The voice stated, "Initializing. Please wait." As the initialization completed, the voice demanded a name. Realizing that the voice couldn't communicate properly yet, he named it Omniscient AI System to honor his unfinished business. As he completed the naming ceremony, a bright light appeared in front of him, so intense that his eyes started hurting. System initialization complete. The omniscient AI system will provide you with all-knowing and all-powerful services. Upon hearing this, Chun Shin got really excited. With full energy, he said, "Then from now on, I'll call you Xiao Quan." After that, he asked Xiao Quan, "What am I now, a plant or an animal? What about gender?" Xiao Quan replied that he was now the lowest level demon clan carrot spirit in this world. Usually, carrot spirits have the lowest demon power and are genderless, often not preyed upon, so he could rest assured. So neither male nor female? Chun Shin was really surprised after hearing this. As he was walking, he asked Xiao Quan, "Do I have any tasks?" Just like in web novels, where the system assigns tasks. Xiao Quan replied that there were no such things. This was his second life, and he could enjoy it as he liked. Such a casual carrot life. He realized he needed to plan his career properly. As he was walking without paying attention, he suddenly bumped into something. Looking properly, he saw a shield barrier and wondered what it was. But this was not the only thing that surprised him. He saw a beautiful girl flying within the barrier. He screamed loudly upon seeing a beautiful human girl in front of him. As this beautiful girl heard Chun Shin scream, she woke up from her sleep and wondered if there was a human. But as she looked at Chun Shin and their eyes met, she quickly came to him and asked how he appeared there and if it was he who was speaking just now. "It's been such a long time since I saw a living creature." At this moment, Chun Shin still didn't know that the girl in front of him was actually a witch who once destroyed the world. She continuously stared at Chun Shin, saying, "You look so big and so cute. I want to have you." Oh my gosh, how did such a big carrot spirit enter the secret forest? Upon hearing this, Chun Shin quickly adjusted his posture and started posing, asking, "Is my size considered large?" But he was really curious. How could there be such a sleeping girl in the forest? And the moment she woke up, he did feel a chilling oppression. Meanwhile, the beautiful girl explained that normally carrot spirits are very small in size. They have no nutritional value, and even if swallowed, they cannot absorb useful spiritual energy. It's the first time she's seen someone his size. However, Chun Shin wasn't listening. He was worried that the oppressive feeling he was experiencing was caused by her. But upon seeing her innocent and inexperienced face, he almost fell for her. Yet, he calmed himself and thought carefully. He wondered what kind of ignorant girl would be sealed inside a barrier. And just by getting close to this barrier, it felt very ominous. Thinking no one could easily deceive the renowned scientist of the world, he put on an innocent face and asked her who she was and why she was trapped in this seemingly barrier-like place. She hit her head with her hand and told Chun Shin that she forgot and no longer remembered at all. She only remembered that her name is Bai Rui. She asked Chun Shin if he could help her get out of there. Since she woke up, she didn't know how many years had passed. She cautioned him to be careful, as every day all she did was sleep or stare into space. Surprised, Chun Shin thought she really wanted him to let her out. He exclaimed, "I won't easily fall for it." But suddenly, he started seeing something strange. Bai Rui's hands were covered in blood, and everything was burning in fire. He saw two sides of Bai Rui, one where she had a kind, innocent face, clueless about anything in this world, and the other where she was covered in blood, crying, with everything burning around her. It was something like death, a soul extinguished never to meet again for eternity. Upon seeing this, Chun Shin's head started hurting. He wondered what the scene he just saw was. Bai Rui asked Chun Shin if he was okay, telling him that for a carrot spirit, just getting close to this place was the limit. She told him not to force himself. However, Chun Shin was still confused, thinking that what he saw definitely wasn't just an illusion. He must figure out what he just saw. Bai Rui asked him if he could break the seal. For Chun Shin, exploring unsolved mysteries is a basic quality of scientists. The system asked Chun Shin to make contact with the surface of the barrier. As he touched the barrier surface, the system activated the skill, "What you see is what you get," and began decoding the barrier. As the decoding completed, the system informed Chun Shin that, due to the limit of his spiritual power, the barrier could not be fully destroyed at this moment. However, the omniscient AI system could create a substitute for him. Chun Shin asked about its purpose. The system explained that without destroying the barrier, the substitute would replace the girl within the barrier. The duration of the substitution would also be limited by his spiritual power, and the girl would automatically become his retainer. Chun Shin asked what a retainer was. The system explained that she would still retain a high degree of autonomy, but could not disobey his commands. Upon hearing this, Chun Shin became very happy, thinking it suited his preferences. Bai Rui asked Chun Shin if he was okay now, and who he was talking to. Chun Shin told her that he was fine, and that he could release her now, but with the condition that she would automatically become his retainer. She agreed without any second thoughts. Chun Shin asked her to think carefully, as there would be no second chance, and if she knew what being a retainer meant. She told him she knew what it meant. From now on, he would be her master, and he could do whatever he wanted with her. Everything was possible. Upon hearing this, Chun Shin blushed, and his nose started bleeding. The system notified him that based on calculations, a 1-hour substitution was possible each day. "May I ask, Master, if you would like to create the substitute now?" Chun Shin asked it to wait just a moment. He told Bai Rui that he had a few conditions. First, since she had amnesia, she would obey his every command. Otherwise, their agreement would be null and void. Second, she could only leave the barrier for 1 hour each day. In the future, as his spiritual capacity increased, this time could be extended. Lastly, with an embarrassed face, Chun Shin told her, "Those strange movements and expressions just now, don't do them to anyone else." Bai Rui smiled and told him, "I will only do them to you. Those things." Upon seeing this, Chun Shin started blushing and asked her to stop saying misleading things. He then asked the system to start the process, thinking, even if what is released is a mischievous monkey, I'll accept it. Who can resist such an adorable monkey? After that, the omniscient AI system started generating the substitute. He created a substitution puppet, and the synthesis was successful. The system then proceeded with the substitution process. Afterward, the system successfully replaced the puppet with Bai Rui. Upon emerging from the barrier, Bai Rui was overjoyed and thanked Chun Shin for everything. Meanwhile, Robert was lying on the ground, looking like a dead crop, as if someone had removed his soul. This was because his spiritual power was depleted. He had used all his spiritual power to rescue Bai Rui. Seeing him in this state, Bai Rui was really surprised. She grabbed him and held him to her chest. Chun Shin was surprised, thinking this was adding insult to injury. The soft sensation made him feel even weaker, draining his blood from a severe nosebleed. Bai Rui was terrified. She had just gotten her ticket out of this place, and now it seemed the said ticket was already accepting a second death, due to a fragile fate. Unbeknownst to the two, something had been set into motion that night. Looking into the distance, towards the dense forest, prominent figures of the world sensed that the spiritual pressure that had always existed in the middle of the secret forest had disappeared. Chun Shin was getting more and more wilted. He asked Bai Rui to help the old man up. Bai Rui told Chun Shin to lean on her, wondering if it was okay and if it would make him feel better. Chun Shin said, "Not really, but thank you for doing this." He then asked the system how he could restore himself to being a fresh daikon. The system replied, "The simplest method is to plant yourself in the soil." Chun Shin, surprised, asked the system if it was sure it wasn't tricking him, and if there was any scientific basis for this. The system explained, "The soil contains rich spiritual energy and water. You can use the absorb ability to quickly restore yourself." Bai Rui, confused, asked Chun Shin who he was talking to and if there was an invisible friend. The system elaborated, "From a scientific standpoint, the absorb ability can be understood as utilizing the plant's root system to absorb and convert the spiritual energy and water contained in the soil to obtain energy. The process is similar to photosynthesis in plants, where spiritual energy and water are converted into nutrients to provide energy. Absorb. What you see is what you get." Upon hearing this, Chun Shin told the system, "You're quite good at talking nonsense with a straight face." He then asked Bai Rui if she could please plant him in the soil. Bai Rui grabbed Chun Shin and, to his surprise, rubbed him between her breasts. Bai Rui asked, "Is it enough to simply plant you in the soil to regain your spiritual power?" Chun Shin replied, "It should be fine, I guess." However, Bai Rui told Chun Shin, "Actually, I can also transfer spiritual power to you. The amount of spiritual power I've accumulated is just too much. Even if I keep using it continuously, it might not be depleted even after 100 years. Chun Shin, surprised, asked, "Is this real? This method sounds quite reliable." Bai Rui told Chun Shin she'd give it a try. With a big smile on his face, Chun Shin said, "Then I'll count on you." Bai Rui started approaching him to kiss him. Embarrassed, Chun Shin tried to stop her, saying, "It's not appropriate to casually kiss." As Bai Rui kissed him to transfer spiritual power, Chun Shin suddenly felt very energetic. "This feeling, it's truly different. This hair, these beautiful legs, this perky buttocks." He felt filled with energy again, exclaiming, "Now I'm already like a vibrant carrot." But in reality, nothing changed. He thought, "Isn't this just expired produce that no one wants at the market?" The system was also laughing at him. Upon hearing this, Chun Shin said, "I heard that. Was the system mocking me just now?" The system replied, "I am just an emotionless system. How can I laugh?" Meanwhile, Bai Rui was surprised to see him talking to invisible friends again, thinking, "He is truly a magical root." In his weak condition, Chun Shin approached Bai Rui and told her, "I think I'm mainly lacking water now. That invisible friend of mine still thinks I should be planted in the soil. Bai Rui said, "No problem," and told him she'd dig a pit for him. She activated her spiritual power and attacked the ground in front of him, creating a huge explosion, leaving Chun Shin speechless, as thick smoke billowed through the forest, and birds and beasts scattered in panic. At a certain location on the outskirts of the secret forest, a beast-like man rushed into a tent and informed his young master, "A loud sound came from the secret forest. The demonic beasts and animals are fleeing in all directions." Upon hearing this, the young master said, "Not long ago, I sensed the disappearance of the spiritual pressure in the secret forest. And now, such a disturbance is happening. It seems that a new storm is about to rise." He commanded his servant, "Notify the entire clan and prepare for departure. I sense that the era is calling. I want to lead everyone to expand our territory and proactively embrace the era. Avoid becoming the tears of the era." Meanwhile, back in the secret forest, Bai Rui finished burying Chun Shin 10 feet underground. She asked him if he was okay, because she couldn't see him clearly, and she was very worried. At the bottom of the pit, Chun Shin, frustrated, thought, I'll bury myself. This is bad, very bad, very bad. It's ridiculous to dig such a big hole with this kind of strength. Who in their right mind would think of digging such a huge hole for a carrot? If I release her, wouldn't it be digging a hole for myself? But I'm already digging a hole for myself right now. What a mess. After finally completing the hole and molding himself into it, Chun Shin heard Bai Rui's voice. He told her, "It's already buried. If you want, you can come down and wait for me." Upon getting permission from Chun Shin, Bai Rui jumped into the hole. She sat in front of Chun Shin, asking him, "Does it really work?" Chun Shin replied, "It does, but you need to step back a bit, or it will interfere with my skill." As he activated Exhale, his roots started growing under the layer of soil, absorbing spiritual energy from the earth. So that's the purpose of the carrot's leg hair, this sensation of energy from the earth. Why do I have this strange skill? It feels so familiar, like it's engraved in my mind. With the help of his skill, he restored his energy to 100% within seconds. Bai Rui, watching everything, was surprised, saying, "Chun Shin has grown bigger." Chun Shin told Bai Rui, "That's great. It wasn't easy at all. I'll come out now." But as he tried to come out, he got stuck and asked Bai Rui to help him. Bai Rui confidently told him, "Leave it to me. I'm super skilled at pulling out carrots, you know." She grabbed his hair and started pulling him out. With her strength, she pulled Chun Shin out without any problem. After coming out of the ground, Chun Shin felt really refreshed, but realized, "Aren't I a great scientist? What am I doing now?" Bai Rui grabbed Chun Shin and came out of the hole. As they started moving, she asked Chun Shin, "What should we do next?" Chun Shin replied, "Currently, my spiritual power is limited by its capacity. If I'm not careful, I might turn into a wilted carrot. So, for safety's sake, I have already devised Plan B." Bai Rui excitedly asked Chun Shin, "What is Plan B?" Chun Shin replied, "It's the so-called backup plan. Based on the known clues, it's evident that there are supernatural beings, known as demons, in this world. One of their energy sources is the so-called spiritual power, or spiritual energy. Even without asking Xiao Quan, it can be deduced that there are cultivators and various factions present. There might even be orcs and others. Currently, Bai Rui only has 1 hour of active time each day. If I turn into a wilted carrot and encounter danger during her rest, there's a 99% chance of dying." However, Bai Rui told him, "You don't need to worry. You can borrow my spiritual power to use it." But Chun Shin told her, "The time you have for activity is only 1 hour, and it's almost up if we calculate it. I can't rely solely on you and Xiao Quan to avoid survival risks. After all, I'm currently just a helpless and weak carrot. In my previous life, my death was unclear. In this life, I must be cautious and careful, replicating my research in this world." He freed himself from Bai Rui's grip and shouted, "The so-called backup plan is scientific cultivation." Bai Rui, confused, asked, "What is scientific cultivation?" Chun Shin confidently explained, "It's an efficient and healthy way of life. The Belt and Road Initiative gradually achieves the 4 modernizations, taking big strides towards the 5.0 era. Combining human cognitive abilities with AI is the hallmark of the 5th Industrial Revolution. In this era, humans and robots will assist and benefit each other. Industrial 5.0 will push computational boundaries, enabling unprecedented growth for humanity." He excitedly told Bai Rui, Let's start with the first 5-day plan, possibly faster. To mitigate the risks caused by the loss of spiritual power, we will focus on the key work of scientific cultivation, ensuring gradual improvements in the conditions for sustainable survival. First and foremost, we need a place to live. Based on that, we can gradually establish our modernized living space. But these scientific things were going over Bai Rui's head. Bai Rui didn't understand anything Chun Shin was saying. She told him, "Although I didn't understand at all what you were saying, you seem knowledgeable. Please feel free to tell me what you need, and I'll do it." Chun Shin then asked, "Xiaoquan, does she have a trading system?" Xiaoquan apologized, saying, "I don't have that functionality, but I can synthesize any item you need that exists in your imagination, as long as you provide the necessary materials. Just touch the materials directly with the root part based on your current carrot form. But be warned, refrain from directly absorbing living organisms as materials. It's prohibited in the cultivation world." Upon hearing this, Chun Shin thought, if absorbing living materials is similar to demonic cultivation, it suggests that demonic cultivation is not allowed in this world. Once you directly harm living organisms, you fall into the path of demonic cultivation. Chun Shin smiled, saying, "My rebellious nature is starting to kick in. I just want to absorb, you know." However, Xiaoquan seriously warned him, demonic cultivation will incur heavenly punishment, and if you encounter heavenly punishment in your current state, you will perish instantly. However, once you become the master, it might be a different story. Angrily, Chun Shin grabbed Xiaoquan and asked, "Last line say? I can't see it clearly. Zoom in so I can see." Xiaoquan ignored him, saying, "What line? There is no line." Chun Shin said, "Forget it. Let's proceed with the plan while your active time hasn't ended yet. To become wealthy, let's start by harvesting trees. First, let's build our small wooden house." He asked Bai Rui, "Could you please cut down some trees?" Excited, Bai Rui prepared her attack, saying, "Speaking of cutting down trees, those are someone else's, is really exciting." However, Chun Shin was shocked and asked Bai Rui to stop, telling her, "Don't use such powerful digging abilities anymore." But Bai Rui told him, "This digging is already my weakest power. There's nothing more to say." Upon hearing Chun Shin, Bai Rui asked him to please be gentle. He didn't want to see another big explosion. Bai Rui gently pushed it, and the fireball started moving forward, digging a hole in the ground. Meanwhile, by a lake somewhere, a beast girl was taking a bath. As she was enjoying her bath, suddenly a huge explosion happened. She was really shocked, and saw the forest in front of the lake getting destroyed. She wondered what just happened. Meanwhile, Chun Shin was unable to move upon seeing this scene. He turned his head toward Bai Rui and asked, "What about the wood I wanted?" Bai Rui nervously told him, "It accidentally turned into ashes." However, Chun Shin needed wood, so he thought of the traditional way of harvesting trees. He told Bai Rui, "This time, don't use your spiritual power. Just use your bare hands. I allow you to use hand chops." Bai Rui, with a big smile, said, "I can't believe I didn't think of it earlier." "Dajen, you're really clever." She found a suitable tree to chop, but she felt that chopping trees with hand chops was still too slow. Chun Shin asked her if she had a better method. Bai Rui then used her hands to uproot the tree from the ground. Chun Shin was really surprised. She brought the tree to him and asked, "Here it is. Is one tree enough?" Shocked, Chun Shin said, "Yes, it should be enough." However, he thought, "I must be careful when using Bai Rui in the future." Xiaoquan told Chun Shin to touch the tree trunk. Without any second thoughts, Chun Shin touched the tree trunk. Xiaoquan started synthesizing wooden planks and other construction-related items for him. 5, 4, 3, 2. Chun Shin asked Xiaoquan to hurry up, as he was getting droopy again. Xiaoquan completed the item synthesis successfully. Wood X100. The items have been stored in your inventory. To use them, simply think of the item's name in your mind. Chun Shin's condition was worsening. He had to hurry and return to the soil. So Bai Rui got him back into the hole and planted him in the soil. Chun Shin thought, "Spiritual energy is consumed too quickly. At the bottom of the pit, I haven't really done much, and I'm already worn out. This can't go on like this." He told Bai Rui that they needed to accelerate their modernization process. Suddenly, Bai Rui's body started glowing. She told Chun Shin, "It seems like my time is up." Xiaoquan also told Chun Shin, "The puppet replacement function can be used again 23 hours after the first retrieval from the Rui program startup. Bai Rui then used her power to shrink her body and placed herself into Chun Shin's body. After that, Xiao Quan began analyzing the relevant information of the creature named Bai Rui for Chun Shin. Surprised, Chun Shin asked, "Xiao Quan, is this okay too?" She replied, "I have the duty and responsibility to explain any questions to the master, so I advise you to please absorb water and spiritual energy while waiting for my analysis results, master. Commence omniscient scanning and analysis. Biological attributes, deciphering, strength attributes analyzing, ecological attributes analyzing, behavioral attributes analyzing." However, as Xiao Quan was analyzing Bai Rui, a small issue appeared during the process. Determined to resolve it, she said, "The omniscient system can't back down. Continue the analysis." She tried again, but the same error appeared. After multiple attempts, the analysis still failed. Finally, she started calculating the analysis time. According to the calculations of the omniscient AI system, it would take 952 hours, 7 minutes, and 0 seconds to solve this problem. Xiao Quan asked Chun Shin, "Shall I continue resolving this issue for you?" But he refused, telling her, "Don't worry about that. You can solve it when you have free time." Xiao Quan explained, "Although there was a small problem just now, it wasn't entirely fruitless. You can now utilize 1,000th of Bai Rui's ability, full of vitality." At that moment, in the forest, something was coming very fast in the direction where Chun Shin was. These were leopard spirits. As they approached the big hole Bai Rui had created, they thought, sure enough, something big happened in the whispering forest. They also noticed that the barrier where Bai Rui had been sealed was gone. "Things are going to change," one of the leopard spirits said. Another leopard spirit asked her brother, "Are you going to the pit? There might be some clues." He agreed with her suggestion and went towards the barriers to find some clues. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the pit, Chun Shin was recovering his spiritual energy. He said, "Let me think about how to use this little bit of power. What can I do in my current state? It's really frustrating. Being a big root is still not as convenient as being human." Suddenly, Xiao Quan warned Chun Shin, "3 powerful presences are approaching from behind." Chun Shin started hearing a whoosh whoosh sound and wondered, "What's this sound? Like a wild beast. Why did they choose the moment when Bai Rui was sleeping?" The 3 leopard spirits we saw before were slowly approaching Chun Shin. The leopard spirit with a ponytail on her head told her brother, "There is something." As they got closer, they saw a carrot in the middle of the big hole. They were really shocked. They thought there would be some great clues left behind. Chun Shin was really, really scared, thinking, Xiao Quan, the system, just said there are 3 powerful presences. Could they be these 3 leopard spirits? The leader of the leopard spirits told the other 2, "If this is a fresh radish, it can quench your thirst a bit with some moisture." However, both of them disagreed, saying, "Even if it were a radish spirit, dogs wouldn't eat it." Upon hearing their conversation, Chun Shin thought, "I'm saved. Luckily, it's a leopard that came. If it had been a rabbit spirit, I'd probably be done for by now." Meanwhile, Xiao Quan continued to analyze and convert the energy for Chun Shin. As the analysis completed, Chun Shin emerged from his carrot body. He was really surprised and wondered, "What's going on?" Xiao Quan told him, "The system analyzes and transforms the power of Bai Rui for you. When Bai Rui is dormant within the host's body, the host can freely move in a soul state. Gentle reminder, mobilize your strength, or your soul might be seen." The leader of the leopard spirits, disappointed, said, "It seems there are no useful clues to be found here. It's better to go back quickly and explain to the Lord." But before they left, another leopard said, "Wait, I need to urinate." Meanwhile, Chun Shin was enjoying his time, thinking, this familiar beauty of human body rhythm, this feeling of joy and freedom, it's really nice to be a human being. However, when he was enjoying his freedom, the leopard tried to fertilize his main body. Upon seeing this, Chun Shin got really angry. Because of this, the leopards started feeling chilled. But the leopard still tried to fertilize Chun Shin. To prevent this, Chun Shin appeared in front of them. The leopards were really surprised and asked him, "Who are you?" Chun Shin released his spiritual power and angrily warned them, "Don't you dare pee on me." The leopards were really scared. Chun Shin, still furious, warned them, "Whether you're monsters, humans, or animals, those who defecate or urinate anywhere are all the same. Confiscate the tools used in the offense." He targeted their reproductive organs. The leopards, terrified, ran away from there. Chun Shin finally calmed down and smiled, thinking, They ran pretty fast. Even if they run away, it's better to spread rumors that there is an evil lord here. Then my 5-day plan can proceed smoothly, without any interruptions. After all, I am just a weak carrot. However, he wondered, in this life, apart from having an out-of-body experience, will I only be able to exist in this world in the form of a carrot? Squeeze the spiritual power out of a carrot and it'll be gone. But Zhao Quan told him, the radish's spiritual power limit is infinite. Every time you use the absorb skill, it will increase the spiritual power limit. Upon hearing this, Chun Shin was really surprised, thinking, that's really great. But Zhao Quan added, you should be squeezed dry. The more thoroughly you wilt, the more astonishing the breakthrough in values will be. Seeing the words squeeze dry very clearly, he doubted this advice. However, after using so much spiritual energy, he started feeling tired. He told Zhao Quan, I'm going to sleep first. Please wake me up if there is any danger. Zhao Quan replied, yes, master. I'm always at your service. The next morning, someone threw water on Chun Shin. He got up in a hurry and asked, what's going on? It was Bai Rui. She had woken him up. She saw a little hole in front of him and said, there's actually a spring here. This place is truly a blessed land. She pointed to the hole that was blown open last night. Chun Shin was surprised to see Bai Rui out. Without wasting any time, Bai Rui grabbed Chun Shin to help him get out. But when she got him out, she noticed, Dajen, you look smoother than yesterday, and you taste even better than before. Embarrassed, Chun Shin asked, what are you doing? Watch where you are rubbing, Zhao Quan told Chun Shin. You are smelling like that because your spiritual power limit has increased by 1 level, and because of that, the carrot will become more delicious. Confused, Chun Shin asked Zhao Quan, what do you mean by delicious? He quickly realized this was not good for him. He called Bai Rui and told her, I have something to tell you. In the future, you can dig a hole to get me out. Don't pull me out anymore. It really hurts. Bai Rui, with a big smile, agreed. Chun Shin then said, today's task is to build a house. Only with a place to shelter can we carry out our activities? He asked Zhao Quan to prepare building materials. Bai Rui also agreed, saying, Zhao Quan is great. Upon hearing a compliment from Bai Rui, Zhao Quan got embarrassed. Chun Shin angrily told her, Bai Rui can't see you. But he thought, according to the functions of Zhao Quan, it should be able to directly build a wooden house. But my current spiritual power is insufficient to create large objects. So there's a high chance it will malfunction again. To build a simple wooden house, Bai Rui should know about this. So he asked Bai Rui, do you know the shape of a house? Bai Rui got the materials to build the house and told him, just watch me. As they completed the house, Chun Shin was really surprised and angrily told Bai Rui, what kind of postmodern art is this? Just adding a chimney doesn't mean you can do whatever you want, you know? He then drew a house painting on the ground and told her, make a house like this. Go. Don't become the worst batch I've ever led. But suddenly, Bai Rui stopped. Seeing this, Chun Shin asked her, why aren't you moving? Was my attitude too strict? Right. Bai Rui? She told him, someone is watching us. Chun Shin was shocked to hear this. Bai Rui quickly teleported behind the intruder, questioning who she was and what she was doing there. It was the same girl they saw earlier when Bai Rui used her ability to collect wood. She had been taking a bath in the lake. Bai Rui got closer to her and sniffed her, finding out that she was a member of the Iron-Eating clan's younger sister. She questioned her about why she was monitoring them. The bunny girl told Bai Rui that she was just picking some mushrooms. But Bai Rui didn't believe her. She put her hand on the girl's shoulder and teleported her back to Chun Shin. Chun Shin, surprised, asked Bai Rui, is this young girl who is spying on us? Upon seeing her, he wondered, she doesn't seem to be aggressive. How do I know she's not aggressive? It's like instinct. Zhao Quan explained, because the carrot's spiritual power is too weak. It has evolved the ability to sense crises in order to protect itself. Even subtle malice can be detected. Chun Shin thought, this is a pretty good ability. Bai Rui, using force, demanded the girl explain why she was spying on them, but the bunny girl still refused, saying it wasn't surveillance. Chun Shin told Bai Rui, oh, don't be like this, let her go first. As Chun Shin told Bai Rui to free her, he added, we treat prisoners kindly, but you have to tell the truth. If it wasn't surveillance, then what was it? Why were you hiding behind the trees? Chun Shin asked. The bunny girl replied, there have been loud noises in the forest these days. Last night it happened again. And I also heard strange rumors from other tribes. That's why I wanted to come and check it out, but I didn't expect to run into you." Upon hearing this, Chun Shin realized those 3 leopards really went out and spread nonsense. But I scared them off. If the rumors are to be believed, I should be quite terrifying. So why is there still a young girl coming here to investigate? Bai Rui asked the bunny girl. "What kind of rumors did you hear?" The bunny girl hesitated to answer, but Bai Rui angrily told her, "Answer the question, don't overthink it." Seeing this side of Bai Rui, Chun Shin also got scared, thinking, why did Bai Rui change so much? She has completely become a wicked woman. Did I really end up releasing some big monster? No. I don't feel any aggression or malice toward me from her. She must just be worried about my safety, which is why she's acting like this. But seeing her that angry, this is the devil, isn't it? The bunny girl answered. The rumor is that a deity has appeared here. Confused, Chun Shin wondered, what does this mean? The bunny girl, with a big smile on her face, told them, "My clan members and I just wanted to come and see the great deity. Pray for the great deity to bless us and keep us safe and joyful." But as Chun Shin heard that she was not alone, suddenly some stones started falling on his head. As he looked up, he saw giant pandas. Surprised, he wondered, how come there are so many giant pandas? Bai Rui told him, "They are the iron-eating clan. In my remaining memories, they should be ruthless and evil ancient divine beasts." Chun Shin asked Bai Rui, "Why are they ruthless and evil ancient divine beasts?" She explained, "The iron-eating clan, which, according to legend, they were Chi Yu's mounts. Their feces are as hard as steel. They eat iron and drink water without harm to their stomachs. The legend says that Chi Yu casually scooped a lump of feces from the panda's buttocks and shot them out with it. That was like swoosh. And it became a peerless, unique hidden weapon." Bai Rui told the bunny girl, "There is no deity here." But the bunny girl refused, saying, "The deity already drove away the Wind Clan," Leopard's clan. Upon hearing this, Bai Rui started looking at the bunny girl angrily. Chun Shin asked her, "Don't give her a hard time, she's not aggressive." He told the bunny girl, "There is no deity here. Take your people back quickly." But the bunny girl didn't listen. She pointed her finger toward the pit, saying, "There should be a wilted carrot there. In the rumors about the Leopard Wind Clan, they described it very clearly, but when she saw there was nothing, she suddenly realized in a freak-out, 'The carrot has spoken!'" Chun Shin asked her, "Are you just now realizing this?" The bunny girl was really surprised. Her cheeks turned red, and her eyes started sparkling. She immediately kneeled down and began to bow before him, saying, "You are the great deity. In the legend of the iron-eating clan, a talking carrot is our true deity. One day, a carrot spirit that can talk will come riding on colorful clouds to save the iron-eating clan. And you are just as the legend says, a deity who belongs to our iron-eating clan." All the pandas started kneeling down in front of him. But Chun Shin was not happy, saying, "I told you not to kneel down. I don't have any money to give you." The panda girl grabbed Chun Shin tightly, saying, "Great deity, you have finally come to save us." All the pandas rolled down into the cave and started hugging Chun Shin. However, Bai Rui didn't look happy. She asked them to let go of her big carrot. She grabbed Chun Shin's head and started pulling him towards herself, saying, "This big carrot is mine." But the panda girl didn't want to give up, saying, "The great deity is mine." Both of them pulled him towards themselves. Caught in the middle of their fight, Chun Shin thought, "This legend is crazy.